I noticed it a few days ago.
I messed up shaving. Uh,
Yeah, I thought this office hours was going to be really busy because it was like right after our release, a bunch of new people.
yeah, I thought so too. Oh, different camera. Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, maybe we didn't advertise it, but it's also fun just to have like hang out every once in a while. Or also maybe bi-weekly office hours is too much. I mean, I, I don't know what people think. I'll be honest, I don't like having meetings, but I think it's because we just have like basically no meetings. We have like one meeting of release, two meetings of release. Like it's we don't have stand-ups per se. Uh, it's nice, but any meeting is too many meetings in my book.
I don't know. I like office hours if there's people that show up. We got some people here.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll do a monthly meetup. 12 a year. It's not so bad. I feel like this kind of ends up being like a little bit of like a status update, which is good, but less of a like show and tell, which is kind of what I'd want. Uh, I think everybody has something that they can show and tell if people are not so shy. Do you have anything you want to show and tell, Evan? You want to kick us off? Anything
Okay.
cool?
I got.
It doesn't have to be Dioxus related per se. I mean, it'd be great if it was, but it doesn't have to be per se. Oh, I see myself.
Very soon, you can do static generation just like a normal web app or like a normal full stack app. So you can just launch and it automatically finds the router. It generates this static route and then everything is like hydrating fine. It doesn't quite work with DX right now, but the rest of it's pretty much done.
I don't think we're seeing the right screen.
Oh, uh, I don't think it likes my multiple desktops.
Are you on Mac?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, now I can see it. Is that right?
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So just like your full stack app, you can now like run static generation.
Do you use Vim bindings or the Helix like motions?
I use like Helix motions.
Are we using the same motions? What motion?
Probably. Um, I got dance motions.
Oh, I don't think mine are dance. I think I'm using like a 2-year-old fork, something.
This is a fork of something. So Helix motions are not that popular.
I prefer the
Yeah,
Helix
I don't
ones
know.
over the Vim ones.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot like different, but that's kind of what's nice is it's exactly the same API as like full stack. It generates HTML files just like we do for the doc site, but it's just like uh, the same launch API we use for everything else. So before this was like 20 lines of code.
I've lost Discord. Oh, cool. Is it yeah. Does it do stuff with manganese?
I mean, DX does, so it should work.
Cool. Nice. There's a There's a lot more code in it than I was expecting. Also, my keyboard doesn't work. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
wait, we keep talking about like running code in like the build phase versus like the server phase. Uh, we had a very long conversation about that. What was the takeaway of that conversation? Is there a takeaway?
ISR is cool. We should do more ISR stuff, but I don't think we need to for SSG or like for static site generation. Like you can run like async stuff during static site generation. It should like work like normal. So things like suspense was. But we don't. I don't think we need to do incremental stuff during static site generation. We could just rebuild your whole site for now.
Mm.
I mean, SSR should be fast enough. We're doing like, we could do concurrency, and we're using async Tokyo, so file system should be fast.
I don't know if that matter like async matters too much for file system stuff, but yeah.
I thought that's like where it mattered most, was like file system and API requests, any IO stuff.
File system is really fast, mostly because the Linux kernel is not async, like in its own nature, right? You have to use like eRing or whatever to get like fast async file system stuff. But
Maybe it matters more depending on the operating system.
okay, that was a good show and tell. You don't want to show like a photo of the site generated. I feel like that would be fun. I mean, probably not the most enlightening thing.
Yeah, I don't have like the static pre-build hosting working. I could run like a Python server, but I don't think I'm for that. It's basically like it's like the doc site. The doc site's using like the exact same code. Uh,
Mark, do you have anything to show and tell? The Freya stuff, maybe like the fast Freya stuff. Mm. I can show and tell it for you. I can pull Freya if you want. Which example? Which branch? Which example? Have you ported Freya to 0.5 yet? There's like what 26 pull requests on Freya. Okay, good. Wait, so now that like Freya is doing like the text editor and it's on 0.5, is there much of a difference between like what you can do with Freya and what you can do with like Zed's GPUI thing? Like, is Skia running on the GPU or the CPU in mode that you're running it in? Yeah, Vulkan will make it faster on Mac, right? Because it goes through like Molten or something. Okay, is this it? Am I supposed to click this? Whoa. Whoa. Wait, how did you do this? Look at the code.
are you using signals to animate it, or is it like a native Freya API?
Whoa, wait, really? No way. This is done in the VDOM? What?
Nice.
No. Okay, I think we should tweet about this. This is okay, this is really cool. No way. This is like as good as what do you call it? Flutter? Yeah, like Flutter's the whole animation thing, right? Like this is why people use Flutter. It's like exactly this kind of thing. You could like put up like a Spring controller or something like that. Yeah, I guess that's what this use animation is thing. No way. This is done in the virtual DOM. I mean, I guess we knew it was like technically feasible to do that. Can I add more phases to the animation? Does this work? And the position of the window on the screen to, oh yeah. Can I do that? Can I move the window around? Is there some way to like tap into the animation? Is it's, oh yeah, there is. Hold on. Where's the size? Use effect. Is it window? Oh wait, do you have a way of getting like the window or like the running context? I know how to do it in Dioxus desktop. I want to set the position of the window. Can I move the window around with Freya? We use like Tau, right? In normal Dioxus desktop. This is so cool. What? I okay, and like Winit and Tau, you can set the external position of the window, so you can like move windows around programmatically. Yeah. No. Okay. Well, can I put 2 of these rectangles? Oh wait, and then you also have something with shaders as well, right? For Freya, it's just gonna become like run all the Freya examples here in a second. Whoa, whoa, that's so cool. And this is done with the virtual DOM. I could sit here and play with it all day. Is this use animation hook? Is it Freya specific, or can it be like adapted to for like the web? Okay. Hmm. Makes sense. Are there any other cool examples in Freya that came out recently? I hope the shader still works. Shader. I gotta start building fun stuff with Freya. Look at this. It's so cool. Whoa, this plus animations would be sick. And then like make it all interactive. Yeah, this is basically like what you can do with like Metal, Swift UI. Could you do like filters and stuff? Like run buttons through a shader? The shader's like redrawing existing elements. Oh. This could work on mobile, right? Like technically. I mean, handling all the input and stuff is the hard stuff on mobile. Like drawing is not necessarily the hardest part, but all the input. Cool. And shader. So we've been thinking about adding hot reloading to component properties themselves, and even like hooks. So like if you were okay, so this is a feature on the roadmap, which may or may not make it into the 0.6, but like you say like shader source equals like use signal or something. Use signal. we can actually hot reload this literal specifically. So if you dumped the source of the shader into here, because it's a signal and because we know it's a literal, we could actually hot reload this specifically. So you could subscribe to like changes of this, like through the editor. And then the same thing would apply to like component properties themselves. So like if you had like a shader source, which was a literal, we could hot reload this as well. So in theory, you could do like live shader reloading. I don't know if it'll work with the way you do like hot reloading, but yeah, I think we could probably get that working. Mostly because we know where the signal is coming from, like where it's located, and then we can go and like inject it through. Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool. You could do like literally like live shader. That'd be sick. Owned editor. Yeah, exactly. So you would, I don't know, Freya has way better dev tools than like vanilla Dioxus. We should play with them. Is there a way I can like open? I don't know what this does. Oh, that's cool. You get like you get two cursors. So that's just features DevTools. Oh, cool. Yes, we could expose literally like the signals of the app here, and then you can give you like sliders and text inputs and stuff to actually like hot reload values in the app and properties and stuff like that of components. I don't know. It's actually not as I was looking into it. I mean, it is like breaking on some interfaces, but it is feasible to expose all of that plumbing. So you could have like sliders and numbers and stuff over here. You could like do live shader coding from the app itself. Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, you even have the layout going and everything. Okay, this is cool. I gotta build something in this. This is so cool. I want to build like a graphing calculator or something like that, like a MATLAB kind of thing. Scrolling seems fine for me. Whoa. Okay, but yeah, MATLAB is kind of terrible, but it's also cool. Like the concept, but it is definitely 50-year-old, 40-year-old software. It has no reason to be around today. Ah, this would be so cool. Whoa. Any other good Freya examples? I love your examples. They like blow my mind every time. All right, this office hours is just being a plug for Freya. We'll talk about 0.6 in a second, but no, this is just too cool. Switch theme. Oh, SVGs. Whoa, what is this? Oh, cool. Whoa. It even animates upwards. And it has a box shadow. What? Can I zoom in? I think. You have UI scaling going on. Okay. It would be cool. Graph. You have graphs? Oh, you do have graphs. Okay, all right. My graphing calculator idea is certainly alive. Yeah, I mean it's a lot. I feel like Plotly does like all this heavy lifting on parts and stuff. Yeah, why is it? I think we need to upgrade to like the high end Discord. I think it's a Discord thing. They want you to boost the server. Okay, all right. More show and tell. You guys have been working on like the SCD stuff, right? Or SDK stuff? Like a bunch of stuff got merged recently. Okay, yeah. Run the animations yourself. Miles, do you wanna talk about the stuff in STD?
Sure. We just merged Evan's storage pull request, and I haven't actually used it yet, but it looks really cool. Um, Currently still working on getting the 0.5 out. Been running into a few issues with Dioxus. There might be some examples I can show.
So is STD still on 0.4 right now or on 0.5?
It's on 0.4.
Okay. What's the current issue with is it the like early return thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why that's a Windows bug of all things to be a bug. Like that's a Windows bug. Okay, yeah. So we've got two specific bugs, or three specific bugs we need to fix today. It's not so bad, but yeah, it does need to happen. I think it's like the use resource. I think we're like we're setting the owner to like the on-click handler to like the parent's parent or something like that, which means it doesn't get dropped for a while. I don't know that we've got the like high memory usage bug report, which we need to take care of, and then I guess the early return on Windows. I don't have a Windows machine. It works fine for me on Mac. I could not tell you why it's not working on Windows. We put out recently the plan for 0.6. So majority of the Dioxus team will be at Rust NL. Oops. We'll be at Rust NL. I think so. Evan, you're coming, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, and then Nico will be there. Though Nico's not on this call. Yeah, and then we're trying to get out 0.6 before then. So 0.6 will be smaller. It's just like a polished kind of release. We've got all this like full stack stuff that we're like cleaning up. Hopefully, just a bunch of stuff we're cleaning up. Kind of just like a sweep release, like clean the floors. But some like new stuff. So I put this in the chat, but also it's probably worth looking at. I mean, there's a big part of this is just like fixing bugs, which we did neglect to do for a while on the previous version. Yeah, hot reloading. Part of this is getting hot reloading in mobile. So, I mean, that's not a huge task. It's just like gotta configure some stuff properly. So that's one of the tasks on the 0.6 roadmap. I think we're probably also gonna make like if you have a Tailwind config, we'll just run Tailwind the reloader in the command line tools for you. I think we'll just doing that through the plugin system maybe, or we'll just like run the command. But like right now you have to set up like the Tailwind watcher and the Dioxus watcher at the same time, and then like they play off of each other. That is going to be changed so that just like is one command, which is the serve if you have Tailwind enabled. It's like we got it like working in a way that was like, yeah, if you have the watcher running, you can get both, but it will be like mainlined. Here, I'll share my screen. Or share the window. The entire screen's fine. Yeah, I posted this in the chat. We're finally fixing the head element stuff. Again, it's like a small-ish thing. Like, I don't know, it has a lot of impacts if you're trying to do like static site generation or like solid full stack. So like style sheets, meta, title tags, all these sort of things need to be like rolled up into the head, even though you've like rendered them later. So the way that design is going to look like is like you place a head element, and then anything inside of that head element in your RSX gets merged into the head. So it's like a portal. So I guess we're kind of shipping portals, like a single type of portal. We might make it configurable so it's like just portals, but yeah, I mean we're basically shipping a head portal. Just cleaning up the assets. I think this is going to be like integrating. We'll see how far we go with it. It might just be integrating like the manganese stuff with RSX, or just cleaning up manganese on its own. Yeah, the Dioxus helmet is now ours. Yeah, we're cleaning up the assets. File uploads are also happening. So I think we have file uploads already, but we're like switching the file engine interface around, and that should allow us to do streaming support as well. That way, like each file is a stream. Because like right now, you have to like read this file engine thing and then initiate like the download. Whereas like the new version is like you get this virtual file concept and then you can do the pull. So there's like still a little bit more back and forth, but it'll be cleaner. WebSockets, which don't know what that's going to look like, but I feel like Evan will have a design for it at some point. SSG is almost done, apparently. There's a PR for this.
WebSocket should be like hopefully something like a server coroutine. You just like have a little task on your server that's running, you communicate with it.
While like the client is connected?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when the client disconnects, the WebSocket just dies?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's how that would work normally. Yeah, you probably want to like persist state somewhere, like an on die handler or something like that. But yeah,
yep.
Drop handler. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, SSG is done. I think it's just, or like, you got through this pretty quick. I'm impressed. So, yeah, we're fixing suspense as well for like client side rendering. We have it for server side rendering, but like specifically for client side stuff, suspense needs to be fixed. More of like we have all the architecture for like the React fiber stuff going on in core. We just don't expose it in a like clean way. So this would be like a suspense component, like a use suspense hook or something like that, with like fallback, loading spinners, and all that. And I think that flows into this like streaming of server futures to the client. Are we doing that in this release? Like if the
Probably.
Yeah.
It's like you can start a future on the server, and then we pass down an ID to the client, and then it finishes on the client. So it should just be like you're running the server future on the client, except just a little bit faster. And that'll let us do something like make sure that renders go out in 10 milliseconds or something. So if it's any longer than that, we stop waiting for futures and just send down the ID to the client and continue running it there.
Will that be HTTP streaming, or do we need a WebSocket for that?
It will be just like normal requests, not even HTTP streaming.
Okay. I guess I don't know exactly how it works in X. I think you send down a script tag, like a script element, and then template, and then it gets like thrown into place. So it's probably not that far away from like just the multiplexing requests, but yeah. That kind of assumes that there's one server, because those requests will have to hit the originator server. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
It need to be one server, like some sort of routing to make sure it goes to the right server.
It might have to be streamed HTML. Depends if we're sending data down or not. Well, if we're sending data, then it has to be serialized, and then we just throw it in. But yeah, it might have to be streamed HTTP in the event that you're load balancing the server. Oh, I was messing with this today. Bundle splitting. Yeah, the walrus stuff. It's actually not that hard. Well, I say that, and then it will be very complex. But yeah, so walrus is this like library you can use to build WASM with Rust. Walrus Rust. It's actually how like the underlying library that powers WASM bindgen. So WASM bindgen just uses walrus to build binaries. There's actually an example of like building a WASM thing from scratch, which could be fun. I don't know. We could get into this. But in theory, you could do tree shaking with WASM. And Yeah, I have a demo. Oh, I forgot I had a demo. Where's my demo? WASM Splitter. I will make it a desktop app. Actively, it's just basically a script. It will become a desktop app that you can like explore and snip out pieces, just so we can like get a sense of like what the snipping does. So we have like the doc site, like we have the WASM that the doc site build generates. I think this is a little bit more bloated than it needs to be. Like this particular binary, I think there's like a search index and like a bunch of stuff in it. But these are some components. This is not all of the components. The doc site is actually full of like docs pages, obviously, and that is not present here. So what I had to do was like label, where's the doc site? I had to label some components as like no mangle. So we'll look at what I did. Just so you can like see it in the output. Eventually the component stuff will do like the linking analysis for us. So like it'll like, expose the symbol of this function that we need to go back and link to. But right now, just the name of the function is like exposes no mangle. And then that lets you do like you have all the roots, and then you can like snip one root, or you can snip all but one root. So like the way it would work in practice is you snip all but one root, and then that's like the page that you hit. So if you go to the home page, you're just getting the WASM for like the base Rust that you need to run, and then just the WASM for the home page. So we can run the properly split code. So this is like going through, it's splitting out all the stuff. It's actually, I don't know, I don't think these roots are that much in terms of like the full binary. Like if you look at snipping each root saves like a fraction of a percent. I don't think it's like garbage collecting it quite properly yet. Yeah, I think it's like the props are still there, and like the router is still referencing the props, which carries around a lot of craft. So I think we would get more of a win if we also eliminated the props of the components that we don't render as well. And I think that would also bundle split like way more out, but the router kind of needs to be adjusted. But yeah, this is like the little demo of like bundle splitting for WASM. And like anyone will be able to use this, so it's not just Dioxus. We'll see how long it takes. I think probably getting it to like hyper functional is probably like a week of work, like on off work, and we kind of have like 4 or 5 weeks. So I don't want to like, it's not like a high priority thing, but it'd be cool if we can get it working. The alternative is just like config out every root and then do a build for each root. That's a lot of builds when you could just like put the WASM itself. Yeah. What else? The roadmap. Oh yeah, some bugs. And then doing database stuff and auth token stuff, at least examples. I don't know, are we shipping like a database abstraction in this release? Do you think?
Maybe I'm going to try to get like a nice example first with maybe SQLX or something like it that's more type safe. And then if there's parts we can extract to like provide good defaults, then ship some sort of library.
Okay. Yeah, it would be cool to be like declaring your tables and stuff, or like that's at least compatible, or like if there's like some popular crate that we could be compatible with. We're starting a component library, or Miles is leading the effort on the component library. And actually, other people have component libraries and have reached out saying there are component libraries under construction at the moment. So it's actually probably a good idea, maybe for like the next office hours to bring some of those people in and come up with like, we have a list of components we want to ship. Radix UI is like a foundation in the React ecosystem. So maybe we could start with something like Radix, and then themes are like on top of it, like just components that you build on top of Radix-y stuff. Yeah, and idea being mobile ready, or like mobile ready components. So a lot of like SHADC and all that stuff is not like mobile focused per se. Yeah, so we would want to ship a set of components that just like looks good on mobile and desktop and web out of the box, and kind of like knows which device it's running on, either like through media queries or anything else. Yeah, we could do the context API for theming. Yeah, it's these kind of things. Is like, can we standardize on a type that does like theming, that kind of stuff. If you have thoughts about a component library, feel free to post them here. We have like ideas and stuff that we're like footing. I kind of want to build a playground, like a little like component designer on the Dioxus website that has like a live coding panel and then like the output of what you're building, kind of like Rust Playground, but for components. And then it has like hot reloading and stuff. So you can sit there and you can like design the right component you need for your website and then just like copy and paste it into your project. Yeah,
At
you
one
have
point,
something.
the person who was working on the U playgrounds started working on Dioxus one, but I don't know if they ever got anywhere with that.
Okay, maybe I'll go tap them and be like, hey, you wanna work on a Dioxus Playground? uh, I'll be at Restinel. Evan will be at Restinel. Nico will be at Restinel, and Miles may or may not be at Restinel. We haven't chatted yet. The invite is there for the whole team. I don't know. Mark, are you coming to Restinel? Oh wait, it is $500 for a ticket. I do admit that is a lot. Is that like funny money? Is that like European money? Are those like different units? Maybe we'll stop in Barcelona. Yeah. Maybe we'll stop in Barcelona for a little bit. I think it'd be fun to like work on a beach in Spain. Valencia is on my bucket list. Just like hang out in some office and eat Spanish food for a week and jam out on Dioxus stuff. Would you visit us in Valencia? Okay. Yeah, I guess we don't have many examples on how to do like database stuff. Many?
There's the auth example, which uses a database, like 500 lines or something. It's a little bit longer than I'd like it to be, but it is there.
There's a crate called Turbo SQL.
Yeah,
and
I think I've seen that.
I think this person has a Dioxus integration somewhere. Hasn't worked on anything recently, but this is like a SQLite thing. It'd be cool to have like a demo of using SQLite or like Turbo SQL or something like this, like a SQLite example. Is there like a Terso Rust thing? Because then that's just a full database. Or what is our? Where is it? Is it in the full stack? Right.
Yeah, it's in the full stack examples. Aximoff.
Axma.
Should get rid of all the Axum things now that we support Axum only.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad we did that, but yeah, we need to go clean up all this streaming, all this stuff. It's not so bad. Well, at least the UI part of it's not so bad. I guess the whole like runtime. Is this?
There's a lot of
We
boilerplate.
yeah.
The
Okay.
explicit like config flags are also something that we'll want to work on.
Yeah. Yeah, because we'd have like what with server or something, and we'd like inject it. Yeah. Well, also Axum is a little bit just, everyone's kind of settled on Axum. I don't think it's the cleanest. There's a lot of stuff going on here just to like do some like auth session layer thing. I don't know. A little too type safe for my liking. I like my stuff a little bit more stringly typed. Are we sunsetting? I feel like I never look at that repo. I guess we should sunset it. It would be, well, either that or just fill it with better projects. I, don't know, I kind of like having it. We could have it like run in CI with regular Dioxus, so at least we know it's like up to date or something like that. That might get annoying. I don't know, because like these examples are kind of like buried deep in full stack. I don't know if anyone like would know to go find them.
Yeah. Left has all of their examples as like full packages.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think it is, or at least historically, I've always downloaded a repo, like a Git, like a Rust thing, and then just like cargo run example, and then like you hope to see something. uh, and that's why these are all desktop apps, because you don't need DX to run any of it. But it's like the second you want to like serve an app, now you need like DX installed. And like with the cargo, you can configure this to use an alternative runner. So like we could use the CLI as the runner, and like you could use the bin install version of the CLI as the runner. But then like cargo run is actually just secretly DX serve, and then you have to go like fetch a binary. I don't know.
The
We
install
we
has
need.
been very nice for the doc site. Builds are so much shorter now.
Is that what has kept the builds as long as they've been?
That was like 10 minutes at the time. So they're like 12 minutes now. And there's still some time we can cut off because we're building web twice with the index. But it's like half.
I would love to get this fixed. So like you can't say style source or like link source as assets counter CSS, because the way we resolve assets, it assumes that you're running as like the main binary. You're not running as an example. So we like the paths are wrong. I don't know what about it, or it's like maybe manganese handles it separately or differently than just like putting a source as like asset / counter CSS. I don't know. I'd like to get this fixed so we can.
Sorry, Manganese handles it correctly. Um, it works in DX serve. We like copy the executable to the right place, but then if you do cargo run, it runs it from a different spot. So there have been pull requests that like swap files back and forth between the two runners. I think like 4 times now or something.
Okay, we need to fix that. I think, is it how we're resolving assets in desktop specifically?
Yeah, it's kind of how we're resolving assets in desktop. Like the thing is like, should the link there be relative to where you run the executable, or should it be relative to like where you build it from? Because then it changes like when it's bundled, or if you move around stuff. I don't know.
Well, that's a good question. That's a good question. I feel like the assets directory should end up in the bundle. So you're always going through /assets. So yeah, like this wouldn't be counter.css. This would be assets / counter.css. And that is like, that's assuming you put an assets folder at the root of your project. You know, we'll look at it. Okay, so it is desktop that does it weirdly. Okay. I think that's it. We have a couple bug fixes on the radar and like tweaks and stuff. Oh, there's much native work that's happening. Yeah, we're gonna like Blitz is gonna be replaced by like new Blitz. So old Blitz will be, we can like chop off native core. So that's just yours now, Mark. We're adding default crash and like loading screens. So if you're familiar with JavaScript and your app doesn't build properly, it will like tell you when you go to the website that it, like the local host, whatever, that it didn't build properly. We'll do that now. I don't think anyone does that for like Rust tooling, but it does seem like a low hanging fruit thing. And then also serving the old site while the new site's building. The hot reloading of the prop literal stuff, so you could get like little sliders to like modify signals at runtime. Yeah, you've already got native core. Got a bunch of bugs. We are going to be able to hot reload the contents of components now as well. Like you're passing them through, so it means you can like update like a link with Tailwind styles and stuff, and then like that will hot reload. Yeah, inlining the Tailwind support. I'm gonna try to get the mobile tooling into the CLI just by like forking Cargo Mobile, or like copying code from Cargo Mobile into DX. And then also, oh yeah, that is the wrong name for this thing. Yeah, and then hot reloading into mobile targets. So I mean, I don't know how many people are using mobile at the moment, but I think we need to like push the tooling forward, at least to make it more usable. And having hot reloading in mobile was important, among other things. Yeah, I'll edit in a second. Couple bugs, couple fixes, do some CI/CD stuff. I think that's it. Or like what's coming in .6. Is anyone like working on something cool or have like a bug or just like kind of want our ear here for a little bit while we have like 10 minutes left? Anything we can help you with? Made an animation, Evan? Whoa.
This was like 2 years ago, Dioxus 0.2. But yeah, you could do like pretty decent animations with just SVG and Dioxus.
Whoa.
This is pulling in like a physics framework as well, which makes it a bit slower, but
Okay, I was just watching. This is cool. Well, yeah, the window does not like being resized. I will say that. Oh, you are literally just writing the path out. Okay. Oh my god.
yeah, like it's like a 100 line animation, but it's not terrible. At one
Modern
point, I wanted
browsers
to
are
make a
pretty good.
UI framework where everything was like liquid and blobby. If you click on it, it like splashes the button or something. Didn't get very far, but animation.
Okay. That is cool. I will say. I want more variations of this. I want sliders and stuff to change the colors. Okay, maybe we'll upgrade it to Dioxus 0.5.
Oh, I did. It's easier to upgrade 0.2 to 0.5 than I think other versions because the imports are right for Dioxus Web.
Yeah, we went out and we came back. Yeah. I will say this feature stuff is a little bit gnarlier to work around, but I think it's better because the tooling needs it, but it is a little bit gnarlier to config out all the time. And no, Mark, just leave it in 0.3. Yeah, never change it, never update it. If it works, it works. Yeah, it did. I think we should do a SQLX example and a SQLite example, just to like a to-dos, like the to-dos desktop app, maybe backed by like SQLite or something. I don't know what people use for SQLite. Rust SQLite, Turbo SQL. Then we could do the SQLX example as well. I think I did this a long time ago. While I was like iterating on this like 2 years ago, it was like, how fast can you put together like a to-do app with a database? And the UI was the easy part. It was just setting up like SQLX was forever. Like I did not understand how to do databases back then. I still don't know how to do databases. It was easier to like keep working on a UI framework for 2 years than it was to like figure out how to do databases. But I think with Turbo SQL you could get actually pretty far. Yeah, and then you need migrations, and you need a running database instance, and then you gotta like mock it out. Yeah.
Oh, I got one of the access storage examples pulled out. I didn't know that.
Or is that one? Is that in examples or? Wait, do you want to show and tell Dioxus storage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't write like this example at all. Someone made a pull request to my pull request and made it way better. So here you have like Dioxus storage and you got session storage. where if I duplicate the tab, then you can like still have the same counts and then persist across all sessions. If you like reload the page, it's all fine. If you go to a new tab,
What?
you persist,
Yo, that's so cool.
switch between different tabs. And this all works on desktop too.
Okay, that's cool. You know what would be even cooler is if you could bridge a desktop storage and a web storage together. I don't know how to do that, but that would be.
That would be cool. I think
Yeah,
you
you
need
got it.
full stack for that.
Yeah. You need like server signals or something. Can you back the storage from a signal? You need CRDTs or something like that, right? Like you need a whole resolution engine.
Yeah, if you're doing like multiple clients, you'd need CRDTs. The storage actually just gives out a signal, I think, or like a small wrapper on a signal maybe, and then just uses a fact to figure out when you write to the signal.
That's cool. Yeah, you could totally do a synchronization thing. Oh man. Oh, okay. Yeah, we could have something like a warehouse app, which has like a mobile app and then like a web thing. And then they're like it's like a one file app that's like on 3 devices at once, or like two platforms with a server, like whole backend thing going. Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Like an inventory management app. I saw something recently. Someone like made an entire stack in Rust that kind of did that. Yeah, next office hours, Vandy. You too, Andrew. Next office hours, something to show himself. Was it Yamo or something I found? I don't think I can find it again. It was like you could do these like combination like database, like the UI lived in the database, which is kind of a weird thing to do, but it's almost like the storage hook a little bit. It's like you could save pieces of the app. Well, and in Dioxus, you'll be able to like save pieces of an app into some sort of like persistent storage. That would be cool. Any other examples? We merged what the clipboard thing got upgraded. A bunch of stuff got upgraded recently, right? In the community. How free icons is updated. Do you have a website for the free icons? Like a docs page for it? Demo.
I think charts was also updated.
Oh, nice. Wait, yeah. Does it use like Tailwind? I was like seeing like the build was rather involved.
The examples use Tailwind, I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah, we just gotta like put Tailwind in the command line tools and just call it a day, I think. So you don't even have to install Tailwind.
Is it possible to merge props?
Like 2 props together?
Yeah, like say you have a base prop struct and then you want to merge another prop struct into that.
Yeah. I mean, with Rust you can do the dot dot, but I don't know how precedence works in that case. Like, if something's optional, you kind of want to override an optional with a known. Yeah, I nothing built into props at the moment for that.
All right.
Let's see, Mark. Yeah, we should do Storybook. I think that's like Matthew's project. Maybe I'll like poke him and be. I think I kind of. Yeah, you can do like a val, and then I lost the chat window. You can do like a val and then dot props, right? Is that what you're looking for? Like two
like
individual prop strings.
I'm thinking like have a component take the base props and the other ones. Like so you can just when you're using the component in RSX, you just have type both.
Hmm. I think you might have to like do that by hand, but it's probably not too bad. Cool. Okay. I think that's it. If there's like any other questions, let us know. Follow up in the Discord. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to office hours. We might slow down the cadence of these. I'll see. Or just like advertise them more. Just so there's like more interesting stuff going. Yeah, we'll see you. We'll be at Restinel. Stop by, say hi if you're gonna be in the area. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
See ya.